You don't own anything in your life, not even your memories. When you reach a certain age, you start to lose your memory. You start to lose your teeth. You start to be slower. You start to decay. Okay? So when you die, your memory just gets wiped off completely. Now, we live in a multi-dimensional universe. For those of you that have tried astral projection, especially from the Astro Projection Workbook, when you do those exercises of working with your etherical body, you're going to realize there are a lot of dimensions. Okay, there's like about 7 higher ups and 7 lower. Once you get your body at room temperature and you lie flat on your back, I would say on a floor, and you start to breathe slowly, 4 breath out and 4 breath in, and you just lower your pressure, you will not feel your hands and your toes, and you will float up. Okay, I used to try that technique when I was a teen, and I used to be able to get out of my body and cross walls. And after that, I was also able to tap into other dimensions, and I reached many dimensions, even the abysmal, which is called hell, and even a very high etheric place, which they call heaven. We actually see people floating, and it's all white, and it's, I've reached that before. I've even seen angels, Archangel Michael. I've seen vampires, because that all belongs to your subconscious. That is all hidden in the 12th house. And people that have planets in their 12th house, they experience this more than other people that have it in their 6th house, which pertains to daylight activities. Okay, but going back to not owning anything in your life, when we look at astrology, we got to look at where we're going. What's our purpose? What are we here for? Okay, what do we come here to do? And in astrology, the pointers to this are the north and south node. Now, the north and the south node, they symbolize where a lunar and solar eclipse happened during the year you were born. That energy of the moon getting covered up and the sun getting covered up, it's the gateway that made up the energy that you are now. So in astrology, the south node, which is when the moon had its eclipse in that year, is where you came from. It's a doorway that you came from. Okay? Now, the solar eclipse of that year that you were born in is the north node, is where you're going. It's what you came here to accomplish. Okay? So, what if you have planets in your south node? Those are talents and energies that you accomplished in your past life. Take me, for example. I have Neptune in my south node, meaning I learned a lot of artistic skills in my past life. That when I was 3 years old, I started to play piano. Self-taught. Nobody taught me. Now that's talent. Okay, now skill's another thing. Skill's more important than talent, because skill, you actually you work on your talent and you make it better. Okay, I think it's better to have skill than talent, but we're talking here about talent. And I had talent when I was born. It wasn't given to me. I never had anybody pay my classes as a kid playing piano. I was self-taught. Not everybody could do that. And I realized that. I thought everybody was able to do that, because you don't know your blind spots. When you're growing up, you think everybody could do what you're doing, but no. As I grew up, I started to realize that people can't localize music in a board. And I was able to do that as a kid. So I had that in myself. I have that in my south node. I also have Jupiter. I'm very blessed with a lot of things, a lot of good things. I also have the sun there. Okay, meaning that I had the same soul level as I did before, and I'm just completing that cycle. Okay, I also have Uranus there too. meaning that whatever I brought from the past, it could be very dramatic. Okay, it could be sudden and dramatic, and now I have to come and I bring it here, and now it's brought here, and I have to deal with it. People that have Venus in their South Node, they're very, very good with the feminine psyche. Men who have Venus in their South Node have something to do with females from the past, or they're actually good understanding the female. If you have Mars there in your woman, you're very good at understanding men. Okay, or you have earned a lot of vitality from the past, and now you're bringing it forward. Some people have Mercury there. They're really good with communication because they worked on their communication before in their prior life. I didn't have Mercury there. I always had struggle with communicating. I was stuttering all the time. So I started to work on my Mercury in this lifespan. So I will have a Mercury in my next one, which I don't think I will have any. I think it's my last, but that's another topic. So what if you have your moon there in your South Node? That means that you have really good psychic powers, because the moon pertains to, the unknown, and the moon is really, it's always been known as psychic. Okay. What if you have Saturn there? It means you have a lot of things you have to work on, a lot of things from the past, a lot of karma from the past that you really, really have to work on here. Problems that got you to come here, especially. Okay. What if you got Pluto there, okay? And now you come to this world and you're really good at healing. Also, when you look at your South Node, you want to see what sign was there, okay? What kind of a life would have had in your past life, okay? If you have Aries there, if you have Aries in your South Node, you were probably an entrepreneur, had your own business going on, okay? If you were, let's say, a Gemini, you were probably working as a teacher or a translator, okay? And that's where you could go and you could do your own little past life regression throughout your chart by understanding what is laying down on your South Node, by understanding what's going on in your South Node. And you could put things together by watching the people that you live with. You could also do their charts, and you could see what kind of a life they had and what do they like, what is their interest, because sometimes we're born and take for me, for instance, I have Egyptian stuff all over my room. I have swords and stuff like that. So I don't come from Asia and I don't come from Egypt, so why would I have swords? So why would I want to buy an Egyptian sarcophagus? My mom has like a lot of liquor in her house, and everybody thinks she's always drinking when she loves to keep them as decoration. She likes old times. She comes from that time. See, those are clues that give you who that person was. Okay, and by finding who those people that are around you were, you get to see where you fit in that picture, because people tend to reincarnate together. Okay, they tend to work out conflicts and karma throughout their soul evolution. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful, and namaste.